Good afternoon and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and Coffee Stream episode 432. And it's Canadian Wednesday. And oh
I
boy,
have coffee.
so do I finally. We didn't have coffee this morning, and Pinkala went and did groceries at like 10 o'clock this morning. Came back
Good boy.
with coffee and everything. So we both needed coffee. So Functional and I have stories today,
Oh boy, howdy.
and I've aptly titled the stream just Papers because
We need to see your papers, please.
good God, things have gone to hell in a handbasket.
Crazy, crazy.
So I'm gonna open the stream with my long-awaited story.
Please.
So last week, during the time of no streaming, because I had both kids,
Yeah.
I took them to the park on Tuesday. And so it was like a park that's attached to a school. And
Okay.
the there was like this idling motor in the parking lot beside the school. And I didn't think anything of it. It was a big sounding vehicle. And the kids were like, hey, it's a big truck, whatever. They were kind of fascinated by it, but we paid no mind and went to the playground. I was not sitting down for 2 minutes before some woman, comes wandering over to me, and without any introduction, without any, anything, she goes, excuse me, do you have your vaccine? And I went, what? And she goes, do you have your vaccine? And I'm like, that's none of your business. But yes. And she goes, both doses. And I'm like, again, none of your business. But yes. And she goes, do you know anyone who doesn't have the vaccine yet? And I'm like, why are you asking me for other people's medical information?
Where are the Jews?
Right? And
Alas.
she goes, oh, no, that's not what I'm doing. And I'm like, but it is
Literally are.
and then her, like, some dude, I guess, that was working with her, with the tiniest beta low T voice. You know those guys that have
Hi, my name's Brian Stelter.
Yes, yeah. That. And he walks over and he goes, are you advertising? Now, up to this point, nobody's said anything about who they are, where they're from, nothing. Yeah. And she goes, I sure am advertising. And then the dude turns to the boys and goes, and what are your names? Is this your school? And I'm like,
whoa.
Do not talk to my kids. And they kind of like amble back over, to where they were. And I could hear them kind of conversing. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could hear them talking, right? And, eventually we were getting hot, so we get up and we start to head back. And then the woman goes, oh, we're like a mobile vaccine bus. Do you know anybody who needs the vaccine? And I'm like, again, why are you asking me for people's medical information? And they're like, oh, no. We just, if you could just send them over here. And I'm like, no. And so I went home and bitched at my region on Twitter and on Facebook about why are public health workers approaching disabled mothers in parks without telling their children, without telling the people or the disabled mother who they are and where they're from, and asking her for medical information from herself and other people. And then somebody on the Facebook page was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about this. I've sent you a private message. And I see that somebody sent me, like, you know how you can have, like, message requests from people you don't
Right.
friend. So I see that there's been a message request. I go and check, and there was a message, and then it was unsent.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think you handled it better than I would, because that woman would have been on the floor with a black eye, at least one.
Yeah.
And I would have been on the phone with the police, trying to record everything, because you don't approach my children.
Yeah. Oh, I was
You don't
pissed.
like, even if it was, even if this had nothing to do with coof and vaccine or whatever. Even if I was approaching somebody to say, to a complete stranger, just to say hello, oh, hey, I like your hat, I'd identify myself. I said, oh, hey, my name's Josh. I really like your hat.
Yeah.
It's the polite thing to do.
Respectful,
It's respectful, and it's disarming. Like, to say, hey, I'm a good person. This is my name. You can now identify me, and I like your hat. Or, hey, where did you find where's the closest McDonald's, or is there Tim Hortons around? You know, whatever, you identify yourself, especially when, and I hate to say, you know, like, because equal rights and all, but especially when it's a woman with her children.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're a male, female, whatever, you identify yourself to that woman with her children, disabled or not, because, like, it's a woman with her children. These are you know my opinions about children. They're supposed to be the only protected, like, really protected class. So you gotta be careful, because in today's, like, hyper, connected, hyper compact world, like, there's some bad stuff going on out there, and you want to just be, hey, let you know I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then give you the opportunity to say, yes, I see you. You are, well, I see you. I acknowledge that you're being respectful. So yes, you may approach, and this is how I've worked with children quite a lot, and I would have expected the same thing if I was watching the children, taking them to the park.
Yeah.
Because, again, my first response to anything is, I'm with children.
Yeah.
They might not be mine, but I'm responsible for them. I need to identify any and all possible threats.
Exactly.
I don't go around, super paranoid, but, I want people to... But that is scary. That they're just walking up to randos in the park saying, would you like your vaccine?
Right? We're from we have a bus over here.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lordy Lou.
And, the most funny part of it was, how everyone's going on and on and on about climate change and how we need to cut back on emissions. That damn bus was parked there for 5 hours and idled the whole goddamn time.
Jacking the AC, too. Yeah, burning so much fuel. Which, I mean, I'm not a super environmental person, but yeah, idling your vehicle around, that shit adds up. And, if you can, just turn it off. Do what you gotta do and turn off your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Every little bit counts. Like, I'm not saying we're gonna change the world, people, but if you can do a little bit here and there, recycling, don't litter in the streets, that kind of thing, that's a good thing.
But it was just...
Because climate change is our existential crisis.
It was a good it was just crazy. It was... I couldn't... I couldn't believe it. It was like... I had that opening scene from Inglourious Bastards. Have you seen Inglourious Bastards at all?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. That whole opening scene where the German captain or major or whatever is in the farmhouse, just like and
au revoir, Shoshana.
Run, Shoshana.
Yeah, no, totally. Again, I'm beating this drum, and nothing nothing is changing my opinion about this, is it is so eerily, almost identical to grandfather's stories about escaping Nazis in Germany before the big stink happened. We'll just call it that. Before they started rounding people up, like this, he heard "Prophet in the Wind" and decided to GTFO ASAP, which thankfully they did because we all know how that turned out. And I've got a little bit of a story that I shared with BP before the stream. Just a little working relationship with somebody. And I was saying, we were just having, a lighthearted discussion. And I said, pro, anti, it doesn't matter, your body, your choice. And the only problem I have with this whole narrative is people who are too far militantly on either side.
Yeah.
Like people who are truly anti-vax, who don't take any vaccine, who think the government's totally out to get them 24/7. Yes, the government is not here to help, but at the same time, they're not the bogeyman that some people set them out to be. But also, my doctor and I decided I didn't need it. That's not your place to be. You need to get it. You need a vaccine passport. And basically they turned around and said, I am the reason that people like his grandmother or great aunt or something in his family died. Now, this person's family is very heavy set, but more so than anything, I don't want to harp on this point too much, but basically the guy is 500 pounds himself, and who the fuck is he to be giving any health information to me in his physical state? Not to mention contradict my doctor's advice and thoughts on the subject. So, I mean, it is getting out of hand, and the media is doing everything to fuel these flames.
Well, did you hear what happened to the drummer from Offspring?
Oh, what happened?
So
I've been a little disconnected the last couple of days. Needed to get away for a bit.
So freaking they've kept the same drummer forever.
Decades, yeah.
Okay. So they've kicked him out because his doctors have said he's immunocompromised and the vaccine will not do good for him.
Right.
And the band was like, "Okay, bye. Can't you're a danger to be around on tour and in the studio."
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, I knew Dexter Holland was a little bit of a lost cause, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but like, just to fucking, just like somebody that you've played and toured and recorded with for decades, and it's not like
you've worked alongside and been this person's friend for decades.
And he had like doctors, like it's not like he was just saying it, like he actually had doctors give them documents that say, no, he's medically exempt.
Yeah, because if you're immunocompromised, it's better to just sort of kind of isolate and not risk it taking a vaccine that might get you sick.
Yeah. And they were just like, "No, you're not safe to be around."
Wow. Dexter Holland? Noodles? You guys are dicks.
Right?
I mean, I knew this for the last little while because, like I said, they've kind of swallowed the pill of these social justice topics that come up online. But I didn't know it was that bad, because this is the kind of stuff that, again, I'm worried about, because it harkens back to, your great-great-great-grandmother's, your great-great-great-grandmother was Jewish? oh, we can't be seen with you anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get the vaccine? You can't get the vaccine? You don't think it's... Oh, well, we can't be seen with you anymore. You're now excommunicado from our lives.
Yeah.
What the ever-living balls.
Yeah.
Well,
It's...
how about a little brevity?
Oh, sure.
And say hello to Paired Bear, Gunfox, Wikipedia snippet, Fuck You Gunny, Costin, Seamus, Elwin. Who else we got there? Asian Research Directorate. Oh, so many fun people. I love you all.
You guys
Not really.
Are great.
Because if I did, Elwin would kick my butt. But, you know, I like you. I like you just on the cusp of loving.
What was it that house called? The Mormon doctor, Dr. Biglove?
Dr. Biglove, yeah.
Big Love. That's what he called him. and then I find and then in Quebec, good old Quebec.
Oh yeah.
You are now going to have to be required to show your vaccine passport if you wish to go anywhere that is not an essential business, like the grocery store or the pharmacy or your doctor. Like, so if you want to go and buy your kids some clothes, you must have your papers.
Oh, so they're finally letting people buy clothes again.
Yes.
Oh, good.
And if you are having a hankering for some McDonald's and the drive-through is really long, so you go inside.
Papers, please.
You must have your papers.
And we're seeing how the protests are shaping up in France. This does not turn out well. And
and Pincalo said Global News put out a clip of Chrystia Freeland talking about vaccine passports for Ontario.
Oh, okay.
He says I didn't get a chance to grab it.
Yeah, I'm grabbing it right now because I think I saw that too. If you wanted it. This is a total article of what the different provinces' vaccine passport status is going to be. And I mean, Viva Fry, who does some pretty good content on the YouTubes, was doing a little bit of a vlog from his little road trip with his family. And one of the things that really scared me and made him irate with good reason was he was about to cross the border from Quebec into New Brunswick.
Okay.
They stopped him, demanded his papers, but that wasn't good enough. You needed to fill out these forms, these government forms, to cross into New Brunswick.
Jesus Christ.
Now, there's a good point in that this is a direct violation of the Charter of Human Rights and Freedoms, which states that every Canadian citizen or permanent resident has the freedom to leave Canada, enter Canada, move freely within Canada, and be able to, and I forget the wording, Skep called me out on this the other night, but I didn't have it on air, but I gave it to him afterward, like the freedom to basically make a vocational
movement or something like that.
No, right? A vocational clause. So basically you're allowed to work.
Yeah. Like if you're allowed to support yourself freely within Canada, you don't have to have a work visa to go work in Alberta. If you live in Ontario, you can just go and work in Alberta.
So I mean, I feel like there might be, when the dust settles and when a lawyer or law firm gets the cojones to man up to this, that we might see a massive human rights lawsuit against the government of Canada.
Now, what would be interesting is, because I've been hearing rumors about a snap election coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would be interesting is if Trudeau loses and the Conservative government moves to sue the Liberal Party.
Oh.
For human rights violations.
I really hope so, because there has to be some kind of response to what's been going on.
Or at the
And
very least, they would call a commission or something on the
yeah, and
actions.
challenge this. And
Yeah.
challenge this, because this is not right.
And there's a clip. I might actually play it because it's pretty short and it's just Francois being asked about these passports, and he keeps passing the buck off to the federal authorities. Oh, it's all about the federal authorities.
Oh. Uh,
Okay, but we're asking you about the Quebec passports. Oh, but it's all about what the federal authorities do.
oh yeah, they're totally passing the buck off one onto each other. You notice that whenever Freeland or Trudeau is being questioned about such things, oh well, we're leaving that up to the provinces, and you ask the provincial health minister or the provincial premier, and it's like, oh well, we're just following federal guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
I want them all to be fucking resign. I want them all to be taken out of office for the sheer gross incompetence they've shown in a time of crisis. Which I'm still the type of person, I don't find any of this to be a crisis.
No.
We've seen evidence after evidence. The PCR tests can't even, they admit they can't even differentiate between the common cold, common influenza strains, and COVID-19.
Because they're so small. Well, how much is, like, what is it? Like 20% of common cold and flu viruses are coronaviruses anyway? Something like that? Like
It is a chunk like that. And I am never going to say, COVID-19's a myth or a
no.
conspiracy, or no, but the response to it, the people jumping on it and saying the things that are being said within government and policymakers, yeah, that's the conspiracy.
Well, and what's really frustrating is we had an actual crisis like not 6 years ago with the Ebola problem.
Yeah.
And everyone, like, there was barely, like, there was some coverage, but it wasn't like, you know what I mean? It was nothing like this. And Ebola makes COVID look like a freaking walk in the park.
Oh yeah. You get Ebola, you're probably going to die, or at least have like half of your body eat itself.
Yeah.
There are treatments, there are medications, there are certain things that they can do to stave it off, but you're not going to be complete afterward. It is very damaging, even in the best case scenarios. And again, I get called anti-vax all the time. I so happy I have my polio vaccine. I am so happy I have my MMR.
Yeah.
I am so happy to take my oh god, what's the thing for the tetanus?
The tetanus
Every 10 years or whatever you're supposed to take it, because I work with metal and lead and stuff. I'm happy to take these.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm happy to take them is that they've gone through the established procedures to tell me, as a non-doctor, a non, as a common citizen, yes, these have gone through the proper procedures to tell me that they are very safe. And even then, again, with talking with my doctor, he knows I haven't even had so much as a cold in the last 25 years.
Mm.
I have a very good immune system against these types of things. And he said, yeah, no, you don't. If you want it, you can have it, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. All anyone should need to know.
Yeah. It's getting insane.
Can I interest you in Polyev bucks?
Ooh.
There was a little flippant comment in the House of Commons where they were referring to Trudeau bucks, and then the speaker was like, "We have to remind the honourable member that you are not to refer to members of Parliament directly."
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, we didn't. We just wanted they just wanted to name something after them, as an homage. And maybe we should invent Polyev bucks.
Mm,
Things that are actually worth something.
that's funny.
Because the Trudeau dollar is worth 77 cents on the dollar.
That's hilarious.
So the Polyev buck could be worth $1. Yeah, I love that, man.
That's oh my goodness.
I hear children screaming. Are they killing each other?
No,
Video
so
games.
there was a summer sale on PlayStation,
Oh boy.
and Pinkalo and Alex stumbled across Lego Jurassic World on sale
Nice!
for $6.
He's doing the dino thing.
Yeah.
Rawr.
And it's all for I think it's all 4 movies in the game, so
Right.
and it was
Oh,
like
that is awesome.
it's like an $80 game on sale for $6. It's like yoink.
You guys are awesome parents. Like, you want to adopt a 40-year-old boy?
Hey man, we might sound like awesome parents, but when our kids fuck up, we kind of
Oh, you gotta drop the hammer. I mean, you guys. But that's again what part of what makes good parenting is knowing when to, when you have to drop the hammer, when you need to be a little bit sterner. There's degrees of discipline, but
Pinkalo says, I dare you to take a picture of Pierre Polyev and sell it as an NFT.
Pierre Polio.
Yeah, it was dictating.
But Pierre Polio, though, I mean,
What currency is called a loonie?
the British pound. I mean, they weigh people with stones. They call their money pounds. I mean, it just doesn't.
And you know what's weird? A pound and a quid are the same thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like us saying $1 and a buck.
Yeah, different dialect, different regional sort of slang. It just, none of it makes sense. Get your shit together, Britain. I mean, we're about this close to just saying, you know what, forget it. We saw what the Americans did. Don't make us do it. Don't make us do it, eh? Ah, you're all right.
Yeah. We don't want another island anyway. We got one of those small ones off the East Coast. Them people over there are weird, eh?
So weird. They're coming inland. So what else do we got?
Let's see what Pinkalo has sent. I know Pinkalo sent
Did
me
you get the
something.
Freeland thing?
Did I get the Freeland thing? No, I didn't. I can Google for it. Hold on. Or YouTube for it.
Fine. I just wanted to see what Pinkalo sent us.
I know he sent me the Legault clip. Did he send me anything else? Oh, he did. We have 2 CBC articles.
Oh, joy.
What kind of nonsense is the CBC telling us today? I wonder. Let's find out.
Oh, I think I found the one that you were talking about too, so I'll send that to you in Discord.
Okie dokie.
It was a global news video, right?
Yes, that's what Pinkalo said. It was global news.
Yeah, I can't see the video because I've got ad blocker.
So I'm taking
I'm
taking the train to visit my friend next week, and I was looking at the because of course there are guidelines now, safety guidelines, and it says if you feel unwell, please do not board the train, and if you start to feel unwell on the train, please tell us. We have extra staff on board to assist you. And I'm like, what? To throw us off the train?
Probably.
Unclean passenger!
Oh my god. Excuse me.
It's just like, oh my my god. Nobody's going to tell you anything.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're making things worse. Being so hyper militant about everything.
Like, what would they do to a disabled person if they said they started to feel unwell? And what if they were just motion sick?
What if they just had the common cold?
Or that.
Or allergies. Like, dude, when I go out and I'm just like all,
yeah,
I get the weirdest. Like, people walking on the street will literally cross to the other side of the street when they hear me go or cough because I'm a smoker.
You're right, like, because Pincalo and I are pot smokers, right?
I can't get the devil's lettuce.
We have the cough, and everyone's, people are just like, oh my god.
Yeah, they treat you like Das Juden in, 1930s Germany.
So this is interesting.
Right.
I would hate to be this dude. So,
what?
How an Ontario man's forgotten email password resulted in a $6,255 Quarantine Act fine at the U.S. border. Holy crap. Oh my god. So, let's see here. I'm kind of flabbergasted by that headline. Let's see.
I will say my email password is the only one that is basically tattooed on the inside of my eyelids because that is the only way to get your other password. So never use the same password for anything else, but at the same time, never forget your email password.
Yeah. So this says, crossing home from the U.S. to Canada in a taxi at the end of July, Sadiq Kadhim, I believe is how it's pronounced, rolled down the window and pulled out his phone to show the border officer the email confirming his negative COVID-19 test. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But as he readied his thumbs to punch in his email password, he froze. Try as he might, he couldn't remember it. A forgetful moment that would cost him $6,255 in fines. Why would you need to log into, if it's on your phone?
Yeah, I thought they
your email already load? Mine does.
Maybe because he was roaming and didn't recognize the IP.
Maybe.
But yeah, like, it should be, recorded in your phone, right?
Yeah.
Unless he's super paranoid and has to key it in every time.
When I open my mail app, my mail is right there because it's logged in. Okay. Katam56 said he felt increasingly frazzled as he tried variation after variation with no luck, stuck on the Ambassador Bridge from between Detroit and Windsor. Oh God. In a cab, no less.
Yeah. That's a stinky bridge.
So, let's see. The officer was on me, said Kadam, who works in the construction industry and lives in the Toronto area. He says, he wasn't even letting me leave the taxi. Wow. Kadam had gone to the U.S. to attend his daughter's wedding a few days earlier and said he was eventually locked out of his email account and needed to access a computer to verify his identity. Okay. So he was accidentally logged out of his email and he had to go. I get it now. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens. If you get logged out and you screw up your password, you do need a computer to verify everything. So I understand that. That's crazy. Let's see.
Even still, like the fact that you need paper.
Yeah.
Ugh.
If they would have given me 2 or 3 minutes to go on the computer, we wouldn't have this issue. I'm not a young fellow who knows everything about technology. Instead, Kadam said he was given 2 options. He could try to go back to the pharmacy to print out his test result, which actually wasn't possible because he'd need to show proof of the negative test, now out of reach behind email security, to enter the US. So he's stuck in no man's land right now. Or he could go home but be charged the maximum fine under the Quarantine Act. Jesus Christ. $5,000 plus a victim fine? A victim fine surcharge and costs under the offense failure to comply with an order prohibiting or subjecting to any condition the entry into Canada. The total fine would be $6,255.
Did you smell that? Wow. I smell bullshit.
A victim surcharge.
Yeah, what does that even fucking mean? Victim surcharge.
FYI, Suspend Ambassador Bridge to Toronto is a 5-hour drive. Almost a 5-hour drive. Yeah. Do they not have rapid response tests? They could have tested him right there, says Lewin. Well, that would have made sense.
Yeah, well, maybe. Not like they care. They don't care.
No, they don't. This is a money grab. They don't
Well,
care.
money and power. These people do not care about us.
Mm-mm.
They will use it as a guise to say, we are from the government. We are here to help. They are not here to help. They are here to control, to even on the base, like frontline level, people love having power over you and lauding that power over you and making your life fucking miserable because they themselves are miserable pieces of shit.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. You can either go back to the US, which you can't do, or you can go home and pay us $6,000.
Back to where you came from. Right? Oh my god.
It's not a fucking choice. That's extortion. You either break another country's law or break our law. What's your choice?
And even still, their laws are like I said near the beginning of the show. You are a Canadian citizen. They cannot bar you from re-entry into the country.
No.
It is against your fundamental rights as a Canadian citizen. My blood is boiling with stuff like this because it just goes to show you how fucking neutered most people are when it comes to tyranny of the government.
Yeah.
Ugh. And you know what, too? Half of the population would look at a story like that and be like, yeah, well, that's his problem.
Yeah.
Like, what? So you don't care about basic human rights and freedoms in the country you live in? There's the door. Leave.
And you know what's fascinating to me is how people like that will be like, when the citizen can't come into his country, it's, oh, well, that's his problem. But when people talk to these people about, illegal immigrants coming in, that's racist. Let them in.
Like
it's fine.
The visitors from Africa that went to the United States and just walked over the border into Quebec.
Yeah, those ones.
Oh, they're refugees. From what war? From what natural disaster? No, they just want to make money. They just want better lives, which, I cannot blame them. However, there is a legal way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught the interview Tucker Carlson did with President Erdogan of Hungary. They talked about this, and this is why he's painted as the big bad these days, is because him and his citizens said, no, this is our country. If people want to try to move here and live here, maybe become a citizen of this country, they have to do it the legal way. Yeah. Otherwise, no, they are criminals. And the pearl clutchers were like, oh my God, he's a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Really? It sounds like he's just protecting his people, doing his job.
God forbid our politicians should do their job.
Yeah. When did nationalists become such a bad word? Being a nationalist becomes such a bad word. Yes, I am very proud of the country that I live in, and the fact that, I love my country and blah, 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 this other shit notwithstanding. I'm very proud of it. That makes me a nationalist. Doesn't make me a bad person.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, it makes me sad when I listen to, old-time radio programs from the war.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear all of the, the patriotism and the, we're all in this together. We all need to work together. Everything's going to be okay if we work together. We'll get through this. We're a great country. We have to show these people, that you can't treat others the way that they're treated. You know what and then we come
everyone is due basic human respect.
Yeah. And then we come around to today and it's like, you're a patriot? Oh, you must be a Nazi. What? Yeah. You're a patriot? You must be racist. I'm sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Come again? Where does that happen?
Yeah. I mean, it's the infection of Marxism.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Oh. Getting depressed.
So we have an Ask Amy column. These are always funny. It's it'll take us away from the vaccine stuff. I think it'll make us either angrier or laugh from the title.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's share this screen here. And I also found out, I didn't know, speaking of Quebec being a shitty place, I knew about their language law, like Bill 101, right? And how it requires French to be first on signs and
has to be, I think, 60% bigger than the English. And, it's for those who don't know, it is very, very convoluted and overly done.
Yeah.
To put it mildly.
I found out something about Bill 101 I didn't know this weekend.
Okay.
My aunt is an immigrant from Russia. She has her citizenship. But apparently, if you live in Quebec and you are an immigrant, even if you have your citizenship or permanent residency,
okay,
you do not get to choose which school your child goes to, and your child must attend an all-French school.
What?
Yeah.
They don't even give you the choice?
Nope.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until I was talking to my aunt, and she said that she was worrying about her youngest because he, the other three, their dad was French Canadian, and he spoke French to them. It was a French and English household.
Sure.
But he passed away last year. So, and French is her third language, so she does not immediately gravitate to French, right? You know, like
Sure. Yeah,
if
you don't
she
think in.
yeah, if she has to, then she's fine, right? If she's like, okay, I must speak French in this situation,
Yeah,
then she can.
it takes a hot second for the brain to sort of switch over into a
Yeah.
new language. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, you know, he doesn't have as much exposure to French as his brothers and sister does, or did. So, but she's like, I have to send him to an all French school because I'm an immigrant and I don't have it. I under the Bill 101, I don't get to choose to send my kid to an English school.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Quebec was a mistake. I'm just going to say it now. Quebec was a mistake.
Yeah.
We should have. The Brits should have said to those Acadians and said, like, no, you can have your own little.
They
Your own
should have
little.
trebucheted Chateau Frontenac.
Yeah. But said, I mean, we live in the year 2021, and we're still worried about language laws.
Yeah.
And these cultural laws that make no sense in today's day and
Like,
age.
we have so many ways to learn languages at our fingertips now. Like, do we really need to legislate the learning of a language? Like, really?
Oh. Ask Amy. Friend struggles to respond to #MeToo accusation.
Yeah.
I like where this is going because I love the picture. That's like me and Elwyn out everywhere. Like, I've gotten some pretty interesting looks when I just walk up to her in public and just right on the...
Okay, here we go. Dear Amy, I have been good friends with James. Wait, come on. There we go. With so James and Dennis for over 30 years since we were all in grad school. We shared many laughs. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you did. James and Dennis remained best friends today. We don't see each other very often, but we stay in touch. Okay. Dennis has been happily married for about 10 years. James has been in a committed relationship with Lori. Yeah, Lori, for over 20 years. I've only met her a few times, but I like her, and we're connected on Facebook. Oh, that's very nice. Lori has been through a lot during the pandemic, including the loss of her mother. She has used Facebook to reach out for support. Oh, I think I see where this is going. Do you see where this is going?
I kind of have an idea.
Lori recently shared on Facebook that when she recently met Lori has shared on Facebook that when she first met Dennis in James' presence, Dennis grabbed her behind, and that many instances since they have when they have gotten together, he has grabbed and groped her many times. So why have you not said anything to James and Dennis's wife in private? Why are you going to Facebook?
And
you shit disturbing bitch.
Something tells me that she didn't say, "Excuse me, I do not appreciate that."
Right?
When it happened. But that's just supposition. I don't know.
I never.
What was she wearing?
When it comes when it comes to shit like this, I always get very wary of how true shit like this is when the first instinct is not to pull, your partner and his friend and his friend's wife together and go, "Okay, this is what's been going on and I don't like it."
Yeah, I don't find this appropriate. I don't like this. Let's deal with this
When that
Like
doesn't
adults.
exactly, when that doesn't happen and the person accusing the people goes directly to Facebook, I am inclined to go a
Bullshit.
big X. You know, I just I just don't I just don't buy it. So let's see here.
It does
This
seem to
made
lose a lot of credibility, yeah.
Yeah. So it says this made her very uncomfortable, but her husband told her it was her problem. Um, I highly doubt that.
Yeah, because if one of my friends came up to Elwyn and groped her butt while saying hello, there'd be words. There'd be words from her. If it continued, there'd be words from me, followed by swift action to their word hole.
And did he say that it was her problem after she aired all their dirty laundry on Facebook or
Yeah,
before?
yeah.
You know, like again.
There's some vital context missing, that's for sure.
In her posting on Facebook, she titled it number or hashtag me too. Oh boy. I was shocked to read this. I had never experienced such behavior from Dennis. I had never experienced or observed such behavior by Dennis. He is very gregarious, but this is out of character. I don't know what, if anything, I should do with this information. Well, I'm guessing since you're all connected on Facebook, everybody knows now.
Yeah. And even people who aren't involved know, and your family knows. And
Dennis's family knows. You know, like, God, I hate when people do this shit. I really do.
yeah, admittedly, there are friends, female friends that I have that I would have at a time probably acted a little, as they say, gregarious towards them. But if I'm involved with someone, which I currently am, I would not. I would be a little bit more respectful to the person I'm involved with and not being overly friendly with said person. Yeah. Just like and it goes both ways. If they were overly friendly with me, I'd be like, whoa, 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 what are you doing?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm involved with someone. I don't really want to. There's a certain level of personal space I need to maintain because of the respect I have for my partner.
Yeah, exactly. So this continues to say, as a woman, I should stand with other women who speak the names of those who have sexually assaulted them. Oh my God.
Oh, so this is now a sexual assault.
Yes, apparently groping is sexual assault. I should stand with other women who speak the names of those who sexually assaulted, Lori's words, them, but as a longtime friend of the accused, I feel loyalty to Dennis, too. Well, yeah, because you know his character.
Mm-hmm.
And
Elwyn says, Lori, get thee some Xanax.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I haven't responded to her post, nor have I talked to any of the three of them about it. Oh, well, you're certainly continuing the road of childish behavior then, aren't you? Oh my goodness. What's the right thing for me to do? What, if anything, is my responsibility? Nothing! This is what Lori wanted. You crazy person. How can you not see that? Like, seriously. Okay, so what does Amy say? What does Amy say here? Oh, and it's signed Not Me Too. So it says, Dear Not Me Too. As a woman or a human being, it is right to stand up for and support assault victims. Oh my God. Oh my God.
These people have lost. They don't know anything about the letter of the law. part of the letter of the law is intent. And that is what the courts try to discern. What is the intent? What was the intent from anything from something as simple as a grope to, what was the intent? Was the intent to assault someone, or was it, some kind of misunderstanding or blah, 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 like harmless little thing?
Yeah.
To something even in a murder case. What was, or a wrong death case?
Yeah.
Was the intent of this person, was it premeditated? Was it accidental? Was it in a fit of rage? Like, these are the types of things that in the legal system have to be sussed out.
Yeah.
These people are insane. They are literally insane.
This continues to say, this doesn't mean that you must reflexively and immediately respond to an accusation leveled on social media against someone you know well.
Yeah.
If you do choose to respond, you could say, I'm so sorry. Then the hashtag #MeToo movement inspired many women to come forward and detail their experiences with unwanted sexual aggression and abuse. Okay, there's a difference between sexual aggression and abuse.
Yeah. And also, let's not forget that the hashtag #MeToo movement also showed a distinct lack of equal rights between women and men.
Mm-hmm.
A distinct lack of jurisprudence.
Yep.
A distinct lack of, any number of things, like the fact that some of these people who were outspoken were actual abusers themselves. Like, actual abusers, not, maybe
Lena
this
Dunham.
was abuse. Yeah, Lena Dunham, Amber Heard, who they have proof that she physically abused Johnny Depp.
Yep.
And him being the chivalrous man that he is, allegedly, because I can't say that I know for certain, but allegedly would not even so much as raise a hand in defense, because that's just how he was raised. I mean, most of us are raised that way. There's even myself, there's a certain level where, I would be physical in my defense of myself. But for the most part, because I know, like, take Elwyn, for instance, this would never happen. But if she were to try to kick my ass, I would sit there, I would take it, because I know that even with her strongest punch, one specific area notwithstanding, she wouldn't be able to harm me, really.
Women have lower upper body strength than men. It's just a fact. We don't punch as hard.
I'm also, 40% bigger than she is. Like, it's a size difference. It's a strength difference. It's just different. Ay, ay, ay.
Pincalo says, okay, my question is, was it a grab, a caress, or a slap on the ass? Those are 3 different
Exactly.
degrees. Yep.
And again, the intent, was it malicious? Was it, like you said, an accidental caress? Like, these things matter. These are the things I need to know.
Right? It says, the hashtag #MeToo movement also taught us that really nice, happily married people and well-liked people can do really terrible things. Oh, yeah, it was... Nobody knew that before the hashtag #MeToo movement. Everybody knew from the get-go that BTK was BTK just by looking at him. Get fucked.
Right.
Seriously.
Should we start measuring skulls again? Like, I don't believe in phrenology, but maybe we should bring back phrenology. Come on, get over yourselves. Jesus Christ.
No, we had no idea that really nice-seeming people could be absolute monsters before 2017.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that.
Nobody knew. The world was a safe and happy and peaceful and organized until people came along and we started trashing.
Until Trump happened.
Until Trump happened, and then the environment started to degrade, and now all these natural disasters started happening. Never happened before,
Yep, Trump was
Dinosaurs
elected,
never happened.
and yeah, Trump was elected, and then the natural disasters started to happen, and people started raping each other, and you know, and plagues that are not plagues, you know,
Pay for play in the
started.
entertainment industry
Yep.
never happened.
Nope.
Women never used their sexuality to get ahead. Men never took advantage of that until now.
Yep. This is all within the last 5 years. Isn't that amazing?
And all because of Trump.
All because of Trump. Just one guy. He must have like some kind of like power stone or something.
Right?
Infinity stone.
Yeah, he has the pervert Infinity Stone.
Yep.
Is there any more to this nonsense?
Yes, Asia Research Directorate. The only time people measure craniums now is when you have an infant to make sure that they're growing properly. And
and to check for things like hydrocephalus.
Yeah. That is the only time now.
Water on the brain for the cheap seats.
Yeah.
That's what causes, you'll see some people with larger than normal craniums. It's water on the brain. It's a condition that they need to measure when the child is developing, because it can cause severe brain damage and other related disabilities. So they need to watch the actual growth rate of the cranium.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, people really haven't been measuring these things.
Nope. We haven't done a long time. We haven't done it in a while. So it says, I think you should contact Dennis and confront him with this public accusation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I read on Facebook that Lori says that you're sexually assaulting her. What do you have to say about that, Dennis?
You're a monster, Dennis. What do you have to say for yourself?
Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's not Dennis. Maybe it's Denise.
And then go with your gut. Oh my God.
Maybe he's French.
This says... Oh, there's more. And there's more. There's more, dear Amy. Let's see. Yesterday, my husband and I ordered new chairs for our living room. Uh-oh. Never do that.
New chairs?
Never order new furniture together. That's just don't order new furniture together, and also don't assemble it together.
That is, yeah.
Once we got home, we realized that the weight limit is 250 pounds for each chair. Okay, it's a chair, not a fucking couch. What do you expect?
Excuse me.
We have two dear friends who definitely weigh over that amount, and one friend visits quite often. Do you not own a couch?
Or have some phone books that Fatty can sit on?
Do people not know how to life anymore?
I'm convinced no. No, I really am, because it's just... It's endemic. It's literally... I find one of the biggest concerns of our Western society is these people don't know how to be people.
No.
They don't know how to be adult human beings, and it's scary. Because they demand that everybody else be brought down to their levels of infancy.
Exactly. And here's her question.
Uh-huh.
How can I ask friends not to sit in my new chairs? She had to write to an advice column to ask how to get her friends not to sit.
How about you buy chairs so that when your friends come over, they can sit in them?
Or you could just offer them the couch. And you and your husband can sit in your new chairs.
Yeah, you know your friends are coming over and you don't want them to sit in the chairs? Hide the chairs. Jesus, stop being such a bitch.
Say don't break the chairs, says Yellow Indian. Hey, Hey, that sounds like Molly Burke, says Ryan.
Oh, God. You're not wrong.
So it says, and then she continues to say, I wouldn't hurt these friends' feelings for anything. Are you sure? How should I handle this situation? Oh my God.
The fucking helmet.
Don't have kids. Please.
Please don't breed.
Please don't have children. And it's titled, and it's signed Chaired. Oh my God. Dear Chaired, I assume that overweight people are extremely aware of where they sit. Rather than ask people not to sit in chairs, you should be proactive and before they sit down, offer them a chair that would be most comfortable. Duh.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're having a couple friends over, again, don't do what the previous writer did and like make it public. But maybe take your heavy friend aside and say, "Look, hate to say this, Amy or Jonathan or whatever, but these chairs they're pretty fragile. They only have a weight rating of a maximum 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I hope you understand." And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, sure." Because, when you look at a chair, you don't really necessarily think, oh, hey, is this going to be weighted for 250, 300, 350, what? Like, and because there's also different levels of being fat or being obese, like there's.
And you know what? I would laugh if these people are like, you know how some people are really tall and really muscular,
and they just weigh a lot.
Big.
Yeah.
I wonder if these guys are like that. And she's making them sound like they're fucking fatty, fat.
Yeah, like maybe she's a hobbit. She's buying hobbit-sized chairs, and these people are like full-grown fucking, hodors. Who knows?
And oh boy, there's another one. There's another one.
But quickly, before we move on, because you mentioned Molly Burke, the brand ambassador for YouTube's. Did you see the new logo?
No.
Or, well, I guess, did anybody explain it to you? Okay, so basically it looks like an SS logo.
Oh, good.
So, as it stands now, the YouTube logo is a rounded square, red square, with a white triangle in the middle. Instead,
awesome.
they now have these two, like, bars side by side and tilted so that they form kind of an S. And the first thing I saw when I saw it was, oh my God, that's one of the S's from an SS symbol.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was the weirdest. Like, I'm like, wait, what? Well, at least they're not hiding their identities anymore. Anyway,
so let's see here. This says, Dear Amy, I have never written to an advice columnist before, but after reading the entry from Trying to Stay Healthy, a concerned friend, written by a concerned friend of an overweight person, I felt compelled to write. Oh boy. Today would have been my cousin's daughter's 40th birthday. My cousin's daughters. Do you mean my second cousin? Why couldn't you just say my second cousin?
It gets a little confusing.
Anyway, today would have been my cousin's daughter's 40th birthday. Unfortunately, we lost her last year. The cause? She was morbidly obese, which in medical terms is over 100 pounds overweight. Okay. There is a reason this condition is called morbid. The health outcome is very poor. Duh! My cousin... No. My cousin was a beautiful, delightful, bright young woman with a great job, many friends, and a family who loved her.
And 7 chins.
She once remarked that she would only lose weight if her doctor told her she would die if she didn't. Okay, that's her choice. Sorry.
And look at what happened. Where was her doctor before she died?
While her doctor did try and treat her high blood pressure, she ignored his recommendations. I believe if she clearly understood the health risk she was taking by being so overweight, she would have done something about it. It's a little late now.
Yeah. And I mean, see, my blood is boiling again, because this is the egregious fault of the body positive movement. Healthy or beautiful at any size. No, fuck nut, because shit like this happens.
Yep.
Where people get it into their own fucking minds that, I'm fine being 300 pounds overweight. No, you're fucking not.
Nope.
Clearly you're not.
No. It's like, it's
I guarantee you this person's doctor was saying, yes, you need to lose weight or you are going to die. But all of her friends on fucking Twitter and social media and these nobodies she's never met. You go, girl. You get it. You rock that bikini, even though, you've got enough folds to open a laundromat hanging out.
Yep.
Jesus. Stop it. You are killing people. One of the biggest killers in the Western world is weight-related conditions.
Yep.
Hypertension, heart conditions. Because people are eating themselves to death. It basically happened to my mother.
Yeah.
And nobody in the family but me would say to her, you are fat. Stop it. And yes, it did get to the point where I just lost my cool. And I said, Mom, you are a fat, disgusting creature. You need to lose some fucking weight and make it now, or, look at what's going to happen.
Before my sister stopped talking to me because she assumed that I was not going to respect her pronoun stuff, she's type 1.
Uh-huh.
And
I always get confused. That's the one where you're born
childhood,
with it, right?
Yeah. Childhood diabetes. So, and she is, she's 20 years old and still has to be reminded to take her insulin and check her blood sugar. To the point where when you do it, she, still acts like she's 13 years old with the sighing and the eye rolling and the stomping to get her kit and the throwing. She's
having a temper tantrum.
Yeah. And I lost my crap with her I lost my shit with her one time, and I'm like, listen, when you go blind from diabetic retinopathy, you're on your own, kid. I'm not helping you. Because it'll be your fault. You're fucked.
Yeah,
I'm crying.
Pincalo and Wikipedia both have really good comments. Pincalo, don't forget, we live in a world where Tess Holiday is claiming anorexia.
Yep.
And Wikipedia says life expectancy is actually going down because of it. Yes. And medical costs are going through the roof, especially coming from a country with subsidized care.
Yep.
Our medical costs are going through the roof because of these people. Yep. Nobody is willing. Not enough people are pushing back. Social media, the biggest cancer of our society, is not pushing back. In fact, they're going the other way and banning people who say anything. You can't tell someone they're fat, even though objectively they are fat.
Exactly.
That is now harassment. What?
So she continues to say,
yes.
I don't believe in shaming anyone because it usually only leads to estrangement. So you wait till they're dead and then write to an advice columnist and do it that way. Okay, cool. However, medical professionals need to convey the very serious risk of obesity. They do!
All the time.
It is the patient's...
All the time.
Like it or not, it is the patient's right to listen or not. The doctor's there to provide his professional care and advice, but at the end of the day, the patient has a right not to listen, and the doctor has a right to say, you're not going to listen to me, but you're going to still come to me and bitch about your problems. I don't want you as a patient anymore. Goodbye. That, it's like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, everybody has rights in this situation. Like, I don't understand. Like, and this whole, I don't believe in shaming. Like, you clearly do. You just waited until your cousin was dead and are using her death to preach your own agenda in an advice column.
Pulpit. You're using your dead relative's corpse as your pulpit.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
So it says, today we are grieving the loss of someone who left far too soon with an entirely treatable condition. I hope this helps someone else today. Why didn't you just write an editorial instead of this? Grieving cousin is the signature. Oh yeah, you sound very bereft. Dear grieving, thank you for this tribute. I hope your account of your family's loss proves a wake-up call for suffering people as well as for their physicians. Because, you know, physicians need a wake-up call on how bad obesity is. They didn't know that before this person wrote into Dear Amy's advice column.
They had no idea. None whatsoever. Jesus. What is... What's wrong with people? I mean, I know what is wrong. Like, but...
It is so... Like, I don't understand how people have lost the ability to life.
To life, to personal accountability and responsibility in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes there's things you just you cannot control in your life. We get that. But most things you can control. Most things are through your choices in life are in effect because of those choices. Did you choose to eat unhealthily? Did you choose to be an asshole your entire life and then you're lying on your deathbed going, I don't have any friends? Like, come on. Take some responsibility for your action and inaction in life, people. Ay, ay, ay. Uh-oh. Did we lose BP? Did she click on the wrong button? BP, can you hear me? I show now. Well, people, don't know what's going on, but you're here with me on this. Oh my God, it is like soup again today in Southern Ontario. Hot, sticky. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're keeping cool as best you can, and I hope that we've been able to entertain you at least for a little bit today. That's what we aim to do, and I hope that BP comes back soon because you know I'm kind of running out of things to say. Yeah, Costin, it's probably my fault. Spaceman, I am the spaceman. I am the walrus. Goo goo kachoo. I hope it wasn't something. I hope it wasn't something bad because you know, like if her internet went out or something, that would be no bueno. I hope it's just because she's a bit of a dumbass and just misclick something like is sometimes happens with StreamYards. Yeah, there's been a heat advisory for for the last 3 days. Wikipedia. I'm not a big AC person, but I've been blasting it for the last 3 days just to deal with the humidity. Um, the allergies I have with my kitty, sometimes I get the sniffles of the allergy, the big heavy breathing. So when it gets this humid, it just makes it even worse. And but yeah, the best thing to do with these heat advisories, again, just try to keep cool if you don't have AC or whatever. Drink lots of water, lots of cool water, not cold water, cool water. Keep your body hydrated. You're going to lose a lot of moisture that you're not even going to realize. Next thing you know, you've got a heat headache and then maybe a heat stroke, and those are never fun. Oh, the new modem is resetting every few hours? Okay. Yeah, not to toot, but I haven't worked ever since I worked for Rogers. I've not used their products. I switched over to Bell. They seem to, and you know what? They've seemed to be a whole lot more reliable on the internet end of things, which has been good. Because yeah, internet's huge. So we'll give her a few minutes to get back on. Hopefully the modem doesn't take too long to reset. I wonder if it's a problem with the modem itself, or if they're causing it, like forcing it to reset because of some new IP protocol or some such weird nonsense. So what's going on? Cicatel? Yeah, the indies are good because of the big breakup that they've done to telecom companies. They all use the same infrastructure now, and they've defeated the big two telecom companies in saying, no, you can't throttle your competition's access to bandwidth. If you do, well, whether or not they do and try to get away with it is one thing, but they're not technically not allowed. So we shall see. Yeah, and I told BP before the show that my one of the things I do is I play test video games. I know, such a tough life. And last week I was paid for a couple days, but they never got around to doing the actual play testing. So I've kind of just been sitting in the game, just kind of pretending like I'm playing, testing out, quote unquote, testing some things. I've just been mucking about in the game. So. Let's see. Ah. Yeah, I know that the big breakup specifically was to deal with excuse me, Rogers, Shaw, and Bell, which Shaw has just been getting bought up by Rogers left, right, and center if they can. I recall that there was a recent case in, I want to say, BC, where their acquisition wasn't entirely legal or something. It's just a joint thing. Wikipedia. Kind of like I don't know if you're familiar with Ranting Monkey. I don't want to say we have the same thing because I can't. I don't know. I don't know enough about him or my own condition to say that. But there's a lot of overlap in the symptoms. So the pain, the back thing, the hypersensitivity to touch. Unlike him, I do wear a shirt. I like wearing shirts. I mostly wear beaters because I like to pretend I'm a 1940s New York man. Hey yo, away over here, Johnny Two Toes with my wife beater, my dungarees. Yeah, I had Tech Savvy. They were good for a while in my old place, but their coverage just is not good enough. for some things, and we switched because with Bell we could also get the fiber optic. So I got a 50 or was it 100 megabyte up down connection, like the top. It was a no brainer. The cost was during a promotion where I'm basically getting it for half the cost of other. There she is.
Fucking internet.
Yeah.
My fucking. So what happened was my.
Pink Hollow explained.
Oh yeah,
That the router kicks off every so often.
Yeah, so now I'm on my mobile. Hence
That's
the name
okay.
mobile press.
That's okay. We've been going for quite a bit. If you want to wrap her up.
All right. Well,
I've been just monkey dance in the. Well, you know, when something like that, you get a little worried. I kind of worry that it's nothing bad and that it's just maybe a tech issue or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
I'd hate for the power to go out in times like this.
Yeah. And it's so random too. The internet is so like it'll work for a few days and then it'll be like, no, fuck you. It fucking.
Yes, yeah. Wikipedia. I have fallen upstairs before. Not fun.
So have I. I've fallen upstairs.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and when I will also be doing Beat the Blind Girl tonight on Twitch at 11. And,
Mortal Kombat!
Yes! And then on Friday there will be a coffee stream. I'm still trying to come up with a track idea for Saturday though, so I will keep you guys posted on that. And on that note, guys...
Weapons of war.
That's actually not a bad idea.
From the lowly handheld phaser to the inscrutable, massive destructive powers of quantum torpedoes.
I like that idea, actually. And we don't have to focus on Federation weapons either. We can focus on, like, all the weapons that we've come across.
For sure. Like, what was Kivas Faggio's disruptor? The one that it was designed to cause as much pain and suffering in the 3 seconds it takes to destroy you from the inside out.
Yeah. Okay, I like that idea. Weapons of war. Cool. There you go.
Yeah, bring it up to the others and maybe we'll cover that stuff.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys back here on Friday, and I will see you guys also on Twitch tonight. Have a great rest of your day, guys. And of course, thank you to Functional for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Bye, everybody. Stay safe. Hey, Alex. Munchkin.
Awesome, buddy. Okay. See you guys later. Have
Bye,
a great
everybody.
day.